To the podium. Thank you, Mary Beth. Thank you, Mary Beth. After a day of fishing on the river, a boy named Tom was happily walking along the pier, carrying 2 brown trout in a bucket. While walking, a water conservation officer stopped Tom and asked to see his fishing license. Tom replied, "I wasn't fishing, these are my pets. You see, every day I bring my fish down here, put them in the water, and take them for a walk to the end of the pier and back. When I'm ready to go, I simply whistle, and the fish jump back into my bucket." The officer obviously did not believe him, and reminded Tom that fishing without a license is illegal. Then Tom turned to the officer and said, "If you don't believe me, then watch." And he threw the trout back into the water. With a great deal of skepticism in his voice, the officer then said, "Now whistle to your fish and show me that they will jump back in your bucket." Tom looked at the officer and simply smiled and replied, "What fish?" "Hello, my name is Caitlin Pritchard, and I am currently serving as the Florida FFA State President. As the state officer this year, I have had the privilege of presenting chapter programs in middle schools and high schools across the state and conducting leadership conferences for our members. Other highlights of my year have included doing an internship with the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services and serving as an official delegate to the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis, Indiana. Perhaps the most unique experience I have had this year is traveling to the People's Republic of China for the International Leadership Seminar for State Officers. While there, I was able to explore the Chinese agriculture industry. After this opportunity, I came to believe that the differences in Chinese agriculture and American agriculture can be defined in just one word: progress. American agriculture thrives on progress, while Chinese agriculture hardly considers it to be necessary. American agriculture makes advances every day in developing better crop yields, utilizing land more efficiently, and developing better agricultural technology. This is possible because of agricultural education and FFA. The students who are about to be recognized are perfect examples of ways agricultural education has allowed American agriculture to take the necessary steps toward progress. With leadership, innovation, and ambition, FFA sends students into the workforce. These are the future leaders of our state and nation, who will continue to make progress for the American agriculture industry. Throughout the year, I've been trying to communicate this message to industry representatives, legislators in both Tallahassee and Washington, D.C., and anyone else I have come in contact with. All of these experiences and my effort to communicate this message have taught me many lessons, but one in particular stands out. That lesson is this: with determination and a lot of hard work, anything is possible. A year ago, I would have said this lesson sounded cliche, but after witnessing FFA members in action, I know it to be a reality. To illustrate this, consider a story about one of the most famous magicians of all time. Harry Houdini, after earning fame as an escape artist in the early 20th century, issued a challenge. He claimed he could be locked in any jail cell in the country and set himself free within minutes. It didn't take many successful tries before Houdini began to have a track record of doing just that. One time, however, he had a more difficult time escaping. Houdini entered a jail cell wearing regular street clothes. The heavy metal doors clanged shut behind him, and he took from his belt a strong but flexible piece of metal. He set to work on the lock to his cell, but something seemed to be different about this particular lock. For 30 minutes he worked without any result. Soon an hour had passed, and Houdini knew this was much longer than the usual amount of time it took to free himself. Still, he could not take the lock. He began to sweat and pant in exasperation. Finally, after laboring for 2 hours, Houdini, feeling a sense of failure closing around him, leaned against the door that he could still not unlock. To his amazement, as he collapsed against the door, it swung open. It turns out the door had never even been locked in the first place. How many times are challenges impossible or doors locked just because we think they are? When we put our minds and energy towards them, we often find seemingly impossible tasks turned into achievements. If those infamous 33 farm boys in 1928 had thought that forming the nation's largest youth-led organization was impossible, we would not be standing here tonight. They knew that it was important to bring teachers, students, and industry representatives together to solidify support for agricultural education. Since that time, FFA has unlocked countless doors that to others may have seemed locked. Before 1965, it probably seemed impossible to merge the new farmers of America with the future farmers of America. But thanks to the determination of some FFA members, that door was unlocked. African American students were then allowed to join this incredible organization. Before 1969, it probably seemed impossible to effectively integrate women into the FFA. But thanks to the vision of FFA members, that door was also unlocked. Countless other monumental events in FFA history have proved that nothing is impossible. Serving as the Florida FFA State President this year has given me many opportunities to see the accomplishments of FFA members. Here at the Chipley FFA chapter, you have been putting service, leadership, and competition in motion. At the beginning of this year, you may have thought that winning the sub-district parliamentary procedure competition or the district forestry competition seemed impossible. But through hard work and determination, you proved that that door was unlocked. Having successful FFA League activities may have seemed like an insurmountable feat, but by exemplifying servant leadership, you once again proved that door was unlocked. Time and time again, you have shown that it is never impossible to win a career development event, complete a project, or connect with other chapters. There will be many times in life that you face challenges that may seem impossible. It may be a baseball game that you do not think you could win, or a service project you do not think you could complete. But never let that stop you. Instead, take this lesson from Harry Houdini. Set goals and work vigorously to achieve them. Never give up, even when the task seems impossible. If you do this, you will be surprised to find that no feat is insurmountable, and no door is impossible to unlock. Thank you for allowing me to join you tonight as you celebrate your many accomplishments throughout the year. Although my time as a state officer will soon come to an end, I will always remember the memories I have made with each of you, and the friendships that will impact the rest of my life. I hope to see each of you at the 82nd Annual Florida FFA State Convention that will take place in Orlando in June. My state officer team and I are planning 10 sessions that will be jam-packed with motivation, celebration, and more fun than you can ever imagine. We will also have a huge career fair and, of course, the mega party featuring country music artist Brantley Gilbert. Finally, thank you for demonstrating to me and the other 15,000 members of FFA in Florida that with hard work and determination, any door can be unlocked because nothing is impossible. Thank you.